Greetings and salutations. Thank you for lending an ear to The Voice of the Times, this Sunday, December 13, 2020. For today's editorial, House Bills to Develop Creative Industries Worthy of Support. The general consensus, it seems, to recover from the severe economic setback created by the pandemic is simply to reopen the economy. There is much agreement on this, with growth in 2021 forecast to range from 6.5% to 7.5%. This year, however, reminds us about the limitations of predictions. The Philippines was forecast to have robust growth in 2020, but mainly because of COVID-19, the country is instead expected to contract between 8.5% and 9.5%. The economy may not return to normal next year, despite the reopening. To boost the probability of realizing that big rebound, the government should look for other measures that would ensure rapid economic growth in the coming years. In that regard, the House of Representatives is working on an initiative that seems worthy of public support. That is, to develop the creative industries. 3 bills have been filed, and the Special Committee on the Creative Industry and Performance Arts, headed by Pangasinan Representative Christopher De Venecia, is looking to consolidate those in one proposed legislation. Tarlac Representative Victor Yap, who filed House Bill or HB 4692, said in a recent public hearing that the Philippines belongs to the top 10 developing countries that export creative goods. Fellow Tarlac Congressman Carlos Cojuangco filed HB 4676, and its explanatory note says that many Asian countries, notably China, Japan, South Korea, Singapore, Thailand, and Malaysia, already have definitive national development plans for their creative industry. The Philippines does not, the note adds. HB 8101, authored by Representative De Venecia and other congressmen, underscores the economic rationale for bolstering the creative industries. The bill cited a 2018 United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, or UNCTAD, report saying the Philippines generated some $915 million in creative goods and $3.1 billion in creative services, which was mostly information technology services. Continuing its citation of the UNCTAD report, the bill adds that the total value of creative goods and services in the Asia-Pacific was about $200 billion, but that the Philippine share of that was a measly 2%. De Venecia acknowledged that the Department of Trade and Industry, or DTI, has drafted an economic roadmap for the creative industries. In fact, the DTI hopes that the Philippines will lead ASEAN, or Association of Southeast Asian Nations, in terms of the size and value of its creative industries by 2030. But HB 8101 adds, without fundamental legislative reform that rationalizes government support to creative industry, there is little to no chance that the roadmap is charted by the DTI and the Council could succeed. Council refers to the Creative Economy Council, a non-profit organization that partnered with some government agencies and other groups with a similar advocacy. In a consolidated bill, the House hopes to legislate a framework for the development of creative industries and create a council to fill the leadership vacuum in the scattered effort to harness the economic potential. We hope this measure passes soon, hopefully in 2021. Regarding targeted assistance, a critical aspect of the House effort will be to define the creative industry. We hope legislators will adopt a broad umbrella covering anything and everything that employs creativity, so as to prevent overlap in other public programs and compete with existing agencies, such as the Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines and the National Commission for Culture and the Arts. On the other hand, the scope cannot be so narrow as to focus solely on arts and culture. The bills filed do include architecture, heritage conservation, even media and publishing. Broadly speaking, creative industries overlap with many other existing industries. We hope the congressmen involved will pursue a strategic approach that identifies critical parts of the creative industries that can provide the Philippines with a few competitive advantages. They are a type of edge that competitors will find difficult to follow or replicate. We do not doubt the Filipinos' ability to compete with the rest of the world, but investing in parts of the creative industries where competition is intense can dampen potential returns. For the economic recovery effort in 2021 and beyond, the country needs a bigger bang for its buck. And that's the editorial for Sunday, December 13, 2020. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to our digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and listen to The Voice of the Times.